We are following several breaking news stories right now. The first out of St. Clair County, where police just tried serving a search warrant. Alexis Sotos is on the scene and will join us live. Happening in Troy, Missouri right now, the Highway Patrol is investigating the death of a 21-year-old man found on Highway 61. And this is a live look at a prayer service just getting underway as area churches come together amidst a rash of church fires.
Skies are sunny outside and it's unseasonably warm. How much longer does the unseasonably warm weather last, and when will we get some widespread rain? Well, that's all in the forecast coming up.
Live from KMOV, News 4 is covering breaking news.
Good afternoon, I'm Laura Hettiger. Thanks for joining us. We are following several breaking news stories right now. The first is out of St. Clair County, where a SWAT situation has just ended. Our Alexis Sotos is live with the Bommarito Street Fleet. Alexis, you've been there for about an hour now, so what can you tell us? Great information. Thank you very much, Alexis. News 4 is also following breaking news out of Troy, Missouri. That is where an investigation is underway after a man's body was found in the median along Highway 61, just north of Highway C. Within the last hour, police identified that victim as Kyle Glover. They tell us Glover had been out celebrating his 21st birthday. His body was found around 6:30 this morning. No other information has been released just yet. News 4 does have a crew on the scene. Tune into News 4 at 4 o'clock and be sure to check KMOV.com for any updates on this story. Also breaking within the past hour, Vice President Joe Biden announces he will not run for president. This news comes as he was joined by his wife, Jill Biden, and President Barack Obama in the Rose Garden at the White House. Biden's decision finalizes the Democratic Party's field of candidates and all but ends his long political career.
I've said all along what I've said time and again to others.
Vice President Biden says he will remain active and speak his mind about all the issues leading up to the presidential election next November. And getting ready to start in the next few minutes, a prayer service will be getting underway at New Northside Church on Goodfellow. We are going to go ahead and give you a live look at what is typically the weekly Wednesday gathering. We understand that Police Chief Sam Dotson will be there, and also the pastor of this church invited the public to come together to pray for the 6 churches, including his, that have been set on fire recently. The Rebuild Churches Fund at Christ Church Cathedral will also help the churches impacted. You may recall that group helped raise more than $700,000 for congregations in the South following the church shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. Looks like that service is about ready to start. This service comes as the police union increases its reward to $4,000 to help find the person responsible for the arsons. This is just some of the damage done since the fire started on October 8th. New information just into our newsroom in the last 2 hours about a homicide we told you about on News 4 this morning. We now know Hesarus Staples Bay is dead after being gunned down in North St. Louis. Police say he was shot multiple times while riding his motorcycle in the 1300 block of Goodfellow. EMS crews rushed that 43-year-old to an area hospital where he later died. As of now, no one is in custody, and police believe that the suspect was in a dark-colored car. When we do get more information on this, we will let you know. From our Illinois newsroom, it is the 14th day of the East St. Louis teachers strike, and today those representing the union and the district will meet at the bargaining table once again. While that is happening, seniors applying to college can get help from the high school. So if you do have a student there, he or she can attend a series of workshops to help get college essays and applications completed. All of the information is posted on our website, KMOV.com. Parents, though, are still expressing outrage today after being locked out of a school board meeting last night. But district officials promised the reason was justified. Dozens of parents were barred from entering last night's meeting. Officials say they turned parents away because the building had reached full capacity. But whether inside or outside the meeting, frustrations were boiling over with the ongoing teachers' strike.
I just want to say to all of you, please make this meeting.
Our Lauren Posen continues following every step of this situation. She will have the latest coming up on News 4 at 4 o'clock. 12:06. It is time to talk weather with meteorologist Kent Earhart, and it's shaping up to be a pretty beautiful day.
It's already a pretty beautiful day.
Yeah.
I would say we got a little rain this morning in some spots. We need that.
Great. Thank you very much, Kent. Still to come on News 4 at noon, a New York police officer is dead following a shooting this morning in Manhattan. We'll have the details coming up next. And let's take you back outside for a look from the Shriners Hospital Eye on St. Louis camera. Just a gorgeous day in downtown St. Louis. This is a look down Market Street. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. A New York City police officer is dead after being shot while responding to a report of a man armed with a gun. Police say Officer Randolph Holder, you see him here, exchanged gunfire with the shooter when Holder was hit. Officers captured that suspect several blocks away with a gunshot wound to his leg.
This sadness is so hard to describe what everyone is going through, and we're fighting to understand the loss of a man who did so much, cared so much, dedicated his life to protecting others.
This all happened in Manhattan. The 33-year-old joined the NYPD in 2010. He was a third-generation police officer. 3 other men were also taken into custody for questioning. A heads up, if you drive a Toyota, the company is recalling 6.5 million cars. The problem is with the power window switches. They can actually short circuit and catch fire. The automaker says the driver's side switches on some cars have malfunctioned because they did not get enough grease when they were being made. So far, Toyota officials say they've received 11 reports of burnt door trim and 1 report of a customer burning his or her hand. All right, today is the day the characters in Back to the Future 2 arrived in the future. More on Marty and Doc coming up next. But first, let's take a look at the fun fact. Diet Coke is also known as Coca-Cola Light in some countries. It is the sugar-free soft drink produced and distributed by, of course, the Coca-Cola Company. So we wanted to know, when was Diet Coke originally unveiled? That answer coming up a little later, only on News 4 at noon. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, 2015. It is the day that fans of the movie Back to the Future have been waiting for. That's because it's the day the characters in Back to the Future 2 actually arrived in the future. Many of you fans have been waiting for 26 years to see if its predictions came true. Well, Jenny Moose explains what the movie got right and what it got a little wrong.
Expect when we get into the latter part of next week, but that remains to be seen, so we'll keep you posted.
I love today and tomorrow.
Oh, I'm liking it warm because I know we have plenty of cold weather
We
ahead.
do.
4 months worth.
It's going to come.
So the longer we can put it off, the better as far as I'm concerned.
I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Kent. We will be right back, but first, Coca-Cola announces that sales on Diet Coke have plummeted over the course of this year. Could it be due to widening health concerns? We have the story next on News 4 at noon. Diet Coke sales are plunging, and it could be due to concerns that the artificial ingredients in them make them less healthy than the makers claim. Sales of the soda dropped 8% around the globe during the third quarter of this year, following steep declines in the first half of this year. Pepsi removed the artificial sweetener from Diet Pepsi, but Coke continues to use that sweetener in Diet Coke. On the upside for Coca-Cola, no-calorie Coke Zero sales grew by 8%. And time now to answer the fun fact.
It is. Diet Coke, also known as Coca-Cola Light. I've never heard it referred to that.
No.
That's in other countries. That's, of course, the sugar-free soft drink produced and distributed by the Coca-Cola Company. So we want to know, when was Diet Coke originally unveiled?
That answer, 1982. It was the first new brand since 1886 to use the Coca-Cola trademark.
And they tried to go with the new Coke. I don't know if you remember that or not, but that flopped terribly.
Not a fan?
Well, it just didn't work. It didn't work. They tried to do something a little different, and people just
did not like it.
And then they brought back the original. So that's where we are now.
It's going to be a nice day today, nice day tomorrow. Things get a little shaky, though, on Friday.
But not too bad. Late Friday into Saturday, we'll see some rain, but enjoy the beautiful weather while you can.
Have a great afternoon, St. Louis.